Hello and welcome to Kano Spotlight. I am Ibrahim Isa. On this week's episode, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has paid inspection visits to various government project sites in the state. On our special interview segment, we will chat with the Secretary to the Kano State Government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji. We'll take a short break now and return in just a moment. Please stay with us. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has visited different sites of ongoing projects in the state. We'll bring you what transpired during the two-day inspection tour.
All the other places just
Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje began his two-day inspection tour with a visit to the site of the State Independent Power Project, situated at Tiga Dam. He arrived at the location in company of many government officials. Governor Ganduje toured the nooks and crannies of the project site. Shortly after, contractors of the IPP briefed the governor on the current level of the project.
I would like to add whatever the consultant, he briefed everything very nicely and carefully. This power plant is totally automatic. There will be altogether a need of 3 or 4 attendants come engineers combined, because every activity here is automatic. This power plant is also designed for the dead start. That means if there was no load and the power plant was shut down and suddenly if you want to switch it on, this has the facility for the dead start. So all these features have been incorporated in this, and this has been manufactured by the world-class company called Voith Hydro. Voith Hydro is world's #1 in the hydropower plants.
if there is any fault or if there is any over voltage or under voltage or over current or earth fault, any of these instrument transformer will pick such faults and then send appropriate signal to the panel so that the circuit breaker will open and the system will be safe. And there are also protection against lightning strike for the switchyard and as well as for the entire power station, because lightning is a reality. There is no place on earth you don't experience lightning.
Thank you, Honorable.
In his remarks, Governor Ganduje explains that the State Independent Power Project is inches away from completion, as 2 megawatts would be completed by the end of October, and another 5.8 megawatts project would be completed by November ending. According to the governor, the project will pave way for the return of state industrial might after many years in hibernation.
This is a project that we inherited, and it's a project that we promise to complete 100%, inshallah. Our intention here to provide our industrial areas with electricity and to provide the general public with electricity. In order for this to be possible, we have to complete this Tiga project and also the Chalawa Hydro project. Here, as you could see, we are at Tiga Hydro Electricity Project, where we have 2 types of turbines. The first will produce 5.8 megawatts, and the second one will produce 2 megawatts.
Tiga General Hospital was Governor Ganduje's next port of call. He is responsible for the completion of the hospital and expressed delight what's on ground at the place.
This hospital was built by the first military governor of Kano State, late Alhaji Audu Bako, over 40 years ago. But since that time, this hospital has not enjoyed total renovation like we have taken it now. So we are here in order to see the work that has been done, and also the hospital has resumed function. We are here in order to see how it is functioning, and I'm happy that it is functioning well. All the staff are happy, and even the patients are happy because they are getting attention.
Respondents at this hospital are happy with the efforts put in place by Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. They thanked him and narrate how easy it is accessing the facility.
Na samun kulawa ta musamman idda ta kamata da kula da lafiya da kowa duk wanda ya samu hatsari ko wani rashin lafiya ana samun ci gaba a nan asibiti, ana samun kulawa na musamman.
Ana ba da magunguna da allurori kyauta. Muna cewa da gwamna Allah ya ƙara mishi hawa na biyu don albarka annabi da Qur'ani.
Governor Abdullahi Ganduje began the next day's tour with a visit to Abdullahi Wase Specialist Hospital. While there, he inaugurated a facility meant for the storage of polio equipment.
I'm happy to say that for the past 4 years, we have not got any infection. That is why we decided to consolidate what we have so far achieved. And by building this cold store, we know that all the vaccines that are made available to us by development partners, they are safe, with high potency, and we are sure that polio has gone forever, inshallah. So these short remarks, I now declare this cold store open, praying that all those personnel who are involved in the management of this cold store will do it in the most appropriate manner. Thank you and God bless.
Thereafter, the entourage proceeded to the state's longest flyover bridge and were welcomed by a cheering crowd of supporters. Governor Ganduje inspected the bridge and also operated a machine meant for mixing tar, bitumen and asphalt, while tar is being healed by the construction workers.
Nigeria! Nigeria! Kano! Kano! When we came in, we found this project was abandoned. It was less than 15%. We had to pay a lot of money for this contractor to mobilize on site. I am happy today. This work is 98% completed. The flyover will soon be completed in 2 weeks' time. We shall continue to drive on this flyover in 2 weeks' time, inshallah. We urge you to continue cooperating with the contractors. This project is over 10 billion naira. And in 1 month's time, in 4 weeks' time, this project will be completed 100%.
Your government 2015 meet this project at only 15%. Your Excellency, out of your share concern for the people of Kano, especially in the area of their security and commerce, you make it a point of interest that in these 3 years, you were able to pay over 7 billion on this project, bringing the total amount of about 8.1 billion to date. Your Excellency, this project has a total contract sum of 10.2 billion.
The governor also inspected Dengi flyover and underpass bridge.
This flyover, there is nowhere in this country you can find this type of design. I had a dream that Kano will have a beautiful bridge, and I decided to tour all over the world and find out where can I get a befitting bridge that will make Kano beautiful, that will make Kano magnificent, that will make Kano intimidating to all other cities in Nigeria. I traveled all over the world. I went to Dubai. I was going around. Suddenly, I saw one beautiful design.
We'll now bring you our chat with the Secretary to the Kano State Government, Alhaji Usman Haji. He threw light on some of the achievements of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. Welcome back to the special interview segment on Kano Spotlight. I have with me the Kano State Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Usman Haji, and we'll be discussing some issues concerning his office. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
First of all, we would like to know the things your office has done to ensure the vision of Kano State.
Thank you. As usual, the office of the Secretary to the State Government, or the Cabinet Office as is officially known, is the coordinating unit of the government. All issues concerning running the government is routed through the office, and therefore our basic responsibility are in about three folds. One, we make sure that all the activities, the policies of government is well coordinated in the office through inviting all the stakeholders in the MDAs and make sure, we coordinate and come out with the desired result at the end of the day. Secondly, of course, we make sure that all activities of government are legally, rooted. We will also make sure we evaluate any program to ensure that in the first place it benefits the generality of the people, and that it is also cost prudent, and make sure that whatever we send to His Excellency the Governor for his assent approval, has gone through these processes of ensuring that whatever is happening is legal in the first place, secondly is prudent, and the third, it is beneficial to the people of Kano State. Of course, we also partake in the security aspect of the state. We make sure that we also coordinate the activities of the security agencies within the state and ensure that the state is peaceful and that people are living, peacefully with one another.
Okay, tell us what makes Kano stand out from other states.
Well, let me say, especially in the areas that I have just mentioned. First, there is a saying, when the head is good, the rest of the body, is also going to be good. Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is a seasoned, politician, administrator who started, his career, political career, from even local government chairman, and he rose to commissioner, in the state, to deputy governor on 2 terms, and then finally he became the governor of Kano State. So this richness in his wisdom, in his expertise, has really made Kano State, to move forward. So many history has been formed in these last 3 years. We thank God, you know, while some other states are really going through certain unfortunate incidences, Kano State has been very stable and peaceful, and it is not, you know, by accident. It is, you know, hard work, sleepless nights, and making sure that Kano remains peaceful. And definitely that has been one thing. In Kano, education in particular has excelled because, like you might know, Kano State now is operating, managing 2 state universities, which is not, you know, found anywhere in the country today. Today, Kano State has over 3 million school pupils at primary school. When this government came in, we had about 1.5 million school children in the primary. Today we have over 3 million children. And like I said, education has seen tremendous development in Kano State, believing that this is the best gift you can give anybody, you know, as a citizen.
Okay, apart from security and education, what are some of what are the other areas that the Kano State government has achieved a lot, giantly, when the achievements of the governor is being talked about?
All right, you see, the let me begin by saying we had 2 previous governments in Kano State. One of the governments emphasized and concentrated on what they say infrastructural development. The other government also said they will concentrate in human development. But when Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje became the governor of Kano State, he decided to combine the 2. First, we made sure that all the projects that were left uncompleted by the previous governments, not only government, but governments, he made sure they were picked up, completed for the benefit of the people. We realize that hundreds of millions have been sunk into these projects, and they were uncompleted. If left, you know, to waste, it means all the millions that were put into this project would have gone to waste. So we are proud to say that this government has excelled beyond any other government in the history of Kano State in making sure all unfinished projects are completed and put to use, you know, for the benefit of the people. In the health sector, that is another giant, you know, achievement this government will be remembered for forever. And let me say, most importantly also, is the human development. I don't know, in the history of Kano State, there has never been a time when young men and women were empowered through so many ways and systems. First, there is the grant system where young men are given grants in various fields of endeavor, and they are guided, monitored to ensure that they, you know, become, they benefit from that grant. Then there has been a lot of loan facility which the government has, you know, made sure that young men and women have benefited. I'm sure recently you are aware of just the recent one. Few weeks ago, over 8,800 young men were empowered, and then another 6,600 young women were empowered. This is in addition to the ones that have taken place many times through the last 3 years. I'm sure you are also aware the government now has almost completed the comprehensive skill acquisition center, which is going to deal with about 23 different skills that these young men and women will be taught, and the intention of the government is to ensure that we improve the human capacity, we find way of livelihood for our young men, empowerment of young men and women, education, health, and peace in the state within the last 3 years.
Okay, finally, we would like you to tell us what the administration of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje is doing that is different from others when it comes to the issue of attraction of investors.
Well, let me begin by saying, first you create the atmosphere. It is clearly, you know, for the purpose of inviting, attracting investors, that a whole agency was created in the state, Kano Investment Promotion Agency. I'm glad to also say that a number of states like Bauchi and even Kaduna, you know, they have sent their officers to come to Kano to understudy, you know, this investment promotion agency that we have created. Let me say another step, a giant stride, is to go to many countries that are investor friendly, like China and other countries. I think His Excellency the Governor visited that country about 2-3 times within the last 3 years, and he was able to attract many investors to come to Kano. There is also in the area of energy, 2-3 companies were invited, including an indigenous company, Dangote company, to establish the solar energy in Kano State, and each of the 3 is producing 100 megawatts of power, and we believe this will definitely bring back to life our industries in Kano. Only recently also a committee was inaugurated to make sure they go and review and find out, you know, what has happened to our industries in Kano and how best we can resuscitate them. And this includes the attraction, because when some of these investors come, they are shown some of these closed factories, and then they can decide whether they want to use them, and then the attraction again was the provision of facilities, land free, tax holiday for some time, and on and on. So I believe this government, as I said before, has really achieved great heights in the area of investment. We realize, of course, that this is the way to go, because the general economy of the country has gone down a little bit, and one of the best way to ginger the economy is to find investment. Did I tell you also that one very important aspect of his administration, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, is ensuring that for these 3 years, there hasn't been 1 month of the year which the civil servants have not been paid their salary. And the reason is simple. He said, look, if you pay salary, what do we pay in Kano? Now getting to 10 billion per month, every month. So he said, if you pay 10 billion naira a month, these 10 billion naira will go to the market, because the civil servant will go to purchase, you know, food items. And so you find in Kano, because of this single, you know, effort, many businesses are kept alive. Even the woman who cooks food in the market, the young man who pushes truck in the market has got a job doing. Otherwise, if this salary was not being paid, definitely the economy would have gone down and this wouldn't have happened, you know, to make people stay in work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation with the Kano State Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji. And with that, we've come to the end of this week's package. We promise to bring you more exciting episode next week. I'm Ibrahim Isa. Thank you for being with us.